Why am I seeing a lo-fi channel? Oh, there we go.
Eliza says about policing internet comments. I agree with Danny. It's more of a cultural issue and cannot be solved through aggressive policing unless you want to be like the CCP, which David really hates,
Hmm.
but apparently likes the policing.
Hmm.
Um, there are too many variables, and it will be difficult to track these people down and jail them. I agree. It will be very expensive socially to jail like tens of thousands of people. And like Danny said, how can you prove which comments were most damaging to the victim? Maybe things like education and better victim support advocacy can help things shift. People just need to remember that famous people are people too, and our words have power. Okay, I'm gonna write a comment. I agree 100%. David should see this.
I'm seeing that.
Okay. Revi says, I agree, although it's hard to say as someone outside South Korean culture. As a global citizen, though, I really hope marginalized groups around the world will get more accepted and that people can get some leeway in also just being human. And just wanted to add that it might be difficult to change the views to on the public on the general public when the people in power do not support more progressive views and might just reinforce the idea and importance of being a perfect, normal citizen. Hmm. Okay. And Clara says, is suicide still so prevalent in Korea? It was always prevalent. Did pandemic make everything worse? So actually, Clara, your question led me to search up the suicide rate changes after the pandemic, and I found this interesting article. It's basically okay. Let me translate it into English. Um, okay, after the corona, how have the suicide rates gone up? And actually, what they found was suicide rates actually went down as of 2021, and they're explaining that usually actually after these big disasters, suicide rates go down during the disaster and then spike way up like a year or two after because usually the effects of it, you know, just because you're suddenly hit with corona, you don't suddenly kill yourself. It's more like the aftermath of a disaster that really affects you. So they're actually expecting a big spike in suicide rates this year and next year. So yeah, right now, as of now, um, people are not dying because of that. And actually, okay, so I had an interesting conversation with Fatin yesterday. What was it? That I want to share. And Letty says, "I understand how Korea feels, but I feel so bad for Ning Ning. She was just congratulating her alumni. Oh, it was her alumni. Okay, and it was 2 days before the controversy, and she also cheered for the Korean athletes and made such cute messages on Bubble about the athletes. I think Korea needs a regulation on malicious comments, even though it is prevalent and dangerous everywhere because the culture in Korea can easily push people to death. It's so sad. If I was Korean, I wasn't, and if I wasn't a feminist, I would now, I would be now, cause what the fuck? Short phobia. Why do I feel like people are adding phobia to words when they feel offended? Okay, I'm offended by Letty's comment.
I think I
Which
think
short phobia
people
is real?
I think
Short
people took your short phobia joke as a
is
serious one.
real. Yeah, I was being sarcastic, but actually, short phobia is real.
Well, it does exist,
I never
technically.
felt like insecure about my height ever, but I know a lot of guys do. A lot of men do feel very insecure
I,
about
I
their height.
I do feel like you get disadvantages in Korea because you're short. Like if you're
Like
extremely short, yeah.
yeah. Like if you're like really short, women don't see you as a man. That's very sad.
Isn't that like it like that
Everywhere.
in Turkey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. So yeah, that's that. And um, okay, history of short people phobia in Korea. Should we talk about this?
Mm,
Okay.
yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so what was the okay. 이도경 부저. Okay. So actually short people phobia, I really didn't want to show her face, but okay. She's all over the news. So short people phobia kind of was like part of, I guess, human nature.
Hmm.
People just want bigger people.
Yeah.
But the biggest spark that led to where we are today was this girl here. So this girl, she came on this show called Bisuda, which was like kind of like one of those early TV shows where they have non-Korean people come over and tell their opinions about Korea, and they had all these panels from all these different countries, and she was a Korean panel, and she basically stated that like, oh, height is a very important factor, and it's like you know, one of the most important traits for men, and that she said short men are losers. and and then like this was 2009, and basically she she was bombarded with so much hate. She was just 22 years old, and she was bombarded with so much hate. And she later explained herself, saying that there was a script, and the wording loser was from a script. But she also said that it's not, the writers didn't force her to say it, but it was just like in the script suggesting that she should say it. But anyway, she got bombarded with so much hate, and actually, she left the country to study overseas after this, because obviously, like, everybody knew her face. Like, she was like one of the
I
most
can see
hated.
why.
She was one of the most hated people in 2009, in early 2010, and she was like a meme for quite a long time, a few years, as like this as if she was a representation of Korean women, and yeah, I think that led to a lot, like a big spark in anti women sentiments in Korea, personally. But she left the country, and then she got a job in Hyundai Motors, I believe. And then the crazy thing is, netizens like filed complaints to her company, Hyundai, and basically she got fired because of that.
Wow.
And now she's married to a what do you call it?
A rich guy?
A half Korean guy. This guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's tall. People are saying, "Oh, at least she kept her word," because this guy, they measured his height, and they're like, "Okay, so this guy is not standing straight, but he's 177 centimeters, so he's about 181. He's about 6 feet tall." So they're like, "Okay, well, at least she kept her word, you know."
Wow, people really have too much time.
So this was a picture in 2013. Okay, so yeah, but I think she married this guy, and that was the last scene.
Yeah,
They
that
they
was the.
and they
Mhm.
dug up her old pictures, and like basically said she's ugly.
They should stop. They should. These
Uh-huh.
people, I hate people who do internet communities now.
Uh,
Like It sounds so useless, and people just don't have anything to do, so they're just on the internet and attacking other people. And yeah, it's just stupid.
Oh, look at these like comments. Okay. Yeah, oh, okay. So she was interning at Hanwha, which is like a big chemicals company in Korea. And then that was when she did the loser thing, when she went on air, and basically she got fired from the job because of that. And she left the country, and then she went into Hyundai, but then like the complaints also made her fired. And then she dated this guy, the half Korean guy, and then this comment says, this post says, "Oh, recently, she's broken up and she's dating a white guy who is a loser." And then, when the Avengers came out, this is 2012, she's now dating a tall black guy.
Okay, like these people have too much time on their
I
hands.
can't believe these
Just,
people are following this girl around
yeah, they're
3 years
incels.
after she said this.
They are incels. And yesterday, I was very interested in the nature of hate commenters and
Uh-huh.
internet community users. So I went into like a more academic dive into the phenomenon on like understanding why these hate commenters act like they do.
Uh-huh.
My explanation was they have too much time, but actually that was right. So,
Oh,
I mean,
really?
if you approach it from an academic perspective,
Mm-hmm.
it starts way back from the prehistoric ages when human beings were the
Mm-hmm.
same as animals. Animals use like 90% of their time eating and consuming food and hunting
Mm-hmm.
and doing shit and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But human beings, because they develop, tools and all that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
efficiency, they
Mm-hmm.
got like extra time, and then they evolved. And in that extra time, they needed to fill it up, so they invented entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And then once capitalism hit, it all became like a factory society. And then the poor who don't have enough time and entertainment factors or money, uh, they have nowhere else to reside other than the internet community. The internet expanded their
Mm.
experiences. It gave them
It's like the
the
metaverse.
yeah, it gave them the ability to hide their identity, hide their capital, expand their space and time. And now, because human beings are a kind that pursue entertainment, it's called Homo ludens or whatever, and
Mm.
they these incels that don't have capital, that don't have ability, that don't have anything, through the internet communities, they can become the alpha in some
Right.
kind of way by attacking other people
Become
and
the
showing their,
aggressor.
yeah,
Yeah.
being aggressive towards other people, and they feel like a relative
Power.
high morale or like,
Empowerment.
yeah, empowerment by attacking these people in power that are
Mm.
actually influential in real life, and they feel better with that. So I was very intrigued in the following the psyche trail, and I really wonder if they actually feel like that if
Mm-hmm.
they attack on other people. I was reading that, and I always think academic stuff has like 50% truth to it and 50% bullshit factor to it. But
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I want to get a hate commenter and ask him if he really feels
Mm.
better if he attacks another person on the internet,
I
but I
kind of,
don't know.
I kind of understand what the sentiment is like. Um, like I think like people in general. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. They like people watching people fall from grace.
Yeah,
Like
but
people like watching people fuck up. Like that's why I like dating shows. I like watching people fuck up.
Mhm.
But
But the
yeah.
interesting thing is that this is driven by two big factors: entertainment, like the fact that human beings like entertainment, which means that this whole hate commenting scene is seen as entertainment to these people. and the fact that the advent of the internet enabled these people to do that. So these two factors colliding, making this dynamic and making them able to comment. Yeah, the internet has basically empowered incels to some kind of weird entertainment source,
right.
And empowerment. So
Okay.
that's why we should police the internet.
Like the CCP.
The internet is a space, and people are just, running around
let
with
the
knives.
incels have their own space.
So any kind of society with human beings need policing, because human beings are proven to be very violent and aggressive and greedy. So the internet space should be recognized as the same as reality. And I feel like, like educating and all, of course, in the long term, it's needed. We need to go on a true track for sure. But in the meantime, to prevent loss damage and collateral, why not? If you can't put them in jail, give them $100,000 fine or whatsoever.
No, you can't do that. But realistically, you gotta think of the consequences.
Hey,
of having so many people be poor, broke,
our presidential
criminalized.
campaign yesterday, our campaign, I was watching. This is going on a little bit of a tangent, but all the presidential candidates were like, "How are you going to get that money? Like, how are you going to deliver the source of the money?" And
what if we make everybody criminals?
Yeah, and that's what exactly the government is doing right now. They've okay, this is totally off track, but
let's get back on that, but
I just want to rant about this current government, because it's trying to get more tax money. It's the most ridiculous thing is that it's lowered the inner city speed limit to 50 kilometers per hour, which is hilarious.
Very slow.
That's very, very slow.
It's and ridiculously slow.
I've gotten three speed tickets ever since that change. And according to the statistics, they got like an astronomical amount of new tax money.
Actually, that's, I think, legitimately that is the reason why they made all these very strict traffic laws that don't even make sense.
Yeah,
like 50 kilometers per hour, that's like 30 miles per hour.
That's a slug. Yeah,
on a normal like big city road. We're not talking about alleyways. We're talking about big like 8-lane roads.
Anywhere in Seoul is 50 kilometers.
Yeah.
And I like, those Hangang bridges, Han River bridges.
Yeah.
They're like super long and big and wide, and when you cross them, it's like I go over like 80 kilometers easily, but like I've gotten speed tickets there for like 2 times already. It's stupid. The highways are exceptions, but like inner city traffic. But anyways,
regular streets.
Yeah. But anyways, as Lenny says, tax the hate comments. Isn't that a very nice cycle of,
I guess. How about this? If you want to say something bad, you have to pay. It's essentially the same thing, but it gives them the freedom of speech.
It's either this or that. Like give, open your real identity, or, what do you call it? Pay the consequences.
What was the old speed limit? I think it was like 70.
Yeah.
It was 70. So they went 20 kilometers per hour below, which
it was
about
different
like
every district.
Okay, driving under 55 saves a lot of gas though. Are you talking 55 miles per hour or 55 kilometers per hour? Because we're talking about 50 kilometers per hour, which is excruciatingly slow.
Yeah, even if it saves gas, in the long term, it's going to be all like electric and hybrid. So,
right, the China, what do you call it? This Chinese girl this American girl that became Chinese because one of her parents were Chinese, and then she got really rich, right, from snowboarding. She's getting ripped to shreds. Is that what Shamar is saying? Okay, I'm gonna just go over some news real quick. Okay, I found like a bunch of news that will be interesting to talk about. Let's have like 3-minute conversations on each one. Okay, so first of all, the current president, who has about like 1 month left in his administration, in his term, wants to talk with Kim Jong-un and wants to have a summit before he leaves. And he really wants to end the war, but he knows that he can't. So he wants to talk.
I feel like that was his only mission during the presidency.
And it failed.
And he failed. Yeah.
So he wants to prove it wrong. Or he wants to at least leave the door open.
See,
for the next guy.
You can't deal with haters. You can't deal with malicious people with, you know.
Oh, are you saying Kim Jong-un's a hate commenter? He would be an incel if he was not the king of North Korea.
Yeah, he's a successful incel.
Yeah, he's a successful incel. He has a whole like crew of women. Yeah, okay. Next news. Speaking of we need to police the internet. Okay, former AOA member Mina is talking about Jimin again.
Oh no, like let that pass. Let's let that
skip.
slide. Yeah,
okay, more internet policing. Lucas posts on Instagram first time after, was it the what controversy was it? Oh, the girl controversy. Yeah. This Chinese girl came out saying like, oh, he's a fuckboy, blah blah blah. And he posted this picture. What do you think?
Yeah, whatever.
He's looking far into the sea.
He's living the good life. Yeah. I have a more interesting thing to talk about maybe. Since somebody in the comment section of Patreon was talking about LGBT, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday I was watching the presidential campaign, and one of the minority, party representatives were attacking the ruling party candidate, asking what was his thoughts about like the anti-discriminative act, and that's basically an act that was proposed by like the past government, and it's basically let's not discriminate people.
It's more about like criminalizing hate speech.
So it's on the line with hate commenting and discrimination. It's trying to legislate it, and usually the ruling party, which is now the Democratic Party, was in favor of that and was the proposers of that act. And this guy, who is like, you can see him as the heir, or like the the successor of their I don't know, the political stream. He was when he got asked that question, what do you think about the Anti-Discrimination Act? He was like, oh, I think Korea is not ready for it right now, and the people's voices are what matter, and if people are ready, I'm ready too, but I don't agree in like sudden changes and sudden legislation.
Did he say that?
And
no, he just said it needs to be discussed in the National Assembly.
He said he said like we need national consensus, and if national consensus is that we need the law, then we do it. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, he's slippery. He's very
on the fence because he knows.
He's very sly, because the Anti-Discrimination Act is like, you know, people are very homophobic here, and if he would, actively support it, he would lose votes.
It's kind of ironic because so he answered it better than the current president we have right now, Moon Jae-in, who actually said, I quote for quote, he said, "I'm against." I disagree with homosexuals. Is that what he said? He said I disagree with homosexuals, like homosexuality. He legitimately said he disagrees with homosexuality, not homosexuals, homosexuality, on national TV on a debate.
Yeah.
And when asked the question, like, what do you think about, like, gay people going to the military? That's what he's answered. He disagreed with homosexuality.
Yeah, because
And
like
this guy's at least better because he's like, okay, we'll pass it on to the legislators. But the funny thing is,
that's the same. It's the
I mean, he's avoiding the question because he knows that if he says something,
yeah.
either way, he's gonna get shit for it. But
Yeah.
the ironic thing is, this guy was like one of his biggest shticks, and his praising points was that he was very quick to action, and whenever like he needed a policy, he got it through legislation fast, and he was able to make quick changes. But with this, he's like, oh, it's, I don't know, like I can't. That's a legislation thing.
Yeah. He was literally shoving the responsibility to the people, and he was like, "Oh, if the people think we need it, then we need it, and then the assembly might decide on it, and we need to push it." And that's all he did. And I was very disappointed in him. I wasn't going to vote in him anyways, but still, I was like, at least have some kind of, stick up to your words or your party's agenda. But yeah, anyways, it was very sad seeing that.
Lauren says, does he mean he does going against homosexuality, does that mean he doesn't believe it exists? He said, are you against homosexuality? And he answered, I am against it. I do not like it. Repeatedly. Like
the reason
this is so stupid.
I mean, it's
guy.
probably the same
This
everywhere
guy.
in the world, but the reason these guys, the former president and the now ruling candidate, answers it like that is because the religious population in Korea is
the
huge.
Christian population,
Yeah,
especially.
they're all voters, Christians, Catholics, and it's an annual, it's like a regular routine for these candidates to visit cathedrals and churches, mega churches, and they go there and act as if they're religious. And the funny thing for the now ruling party candidate is he went to this church, one mega church, and he prayed there, and he called the press, and he said, like, I'm very faithful towards God, and I've been going to this church for like 20 years or something. But the church actually investigated on that, and it came out that he had never came to the church for like 10 years or something. So they decided to actually like erase him from the church
really?
something list. And you can see all that's all for show. And
this picture. Okay. Oh, this is a huge church. 순복음교회. Yeah, that's in front of my mom.
They go to churches and take pictures of themselves praying, and then Christians are like, "Oh, he was a Christian," and then
Sometimes,
I guess those.
No,
I guess those votes are more important than like representing the minority and.
I mean, like, I think like political like in terms of like gaining votes, he chose the one that was a bigger side. That's just the reality here. But I'm just shocked that, well, at least we made progress, right? At least he didn't say I disagree with homosexuality. like I was so shocked when I first heard somebody say that. Like I didn't like I heard people say like I'm against gay marriage. Okay, that's one thing. But to say I disagree with homosexuality, a thing that I don't understand how you disagree with homosexuality.
It's like disagreeing with
how do you disagree with homosexuality?
I guess it's disagreeing with
like a religion.
Yeah, it's like disagreeing with human evolution.
I don't know. Like, I don't even know if that's logically possible.
So I'll explain. So a very widespread anti-homosexuality mindset here is that homosexuality doesn't exist and it's like a mental disease. And it's a disease that needs to be fixed and can be.
So he's viewing it as like something of like a disease.
That's the only explanation I can find from his angle.
So that's why he disagrees, and he feels like he needs to cure them. Yeah, I was just so shocked, and he still became a president after that. So that just shows you how much like people care about, you know, that section of the population.
But like to be fair, I don't want to be like, fair to that people, but like to be fair, as a presidential candidate and runner that needs to get votes, I would be very careful talking about homosexuality or feminism.
But I would not say anything if at all. Like I don't think that was a great thing to say, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he was he was caught on off guard
on the spot. Yeah,
and he was like, "Oh, I don't agree with homosexuality."
Okay. So next, so there's anti-China. Look, people are very anti-China right now. This was on February 11th. China go home in front of a Chinese restaurant. This is actually, I think this is Chinatown. Is this? Oh, it's Junggu. It's in front of my house. Okay, this is my neighborhood. Okay, so basically, Korean people are protesting against China, and apparently, let's get back to Korean, and apparently, the Chinese government is kind of worried about this anti-Chinese sentiment here. And that's why recently another a Korean short track speed skater won gold medal, and actually the Chinese netizens like praised him, although they also went onto his Instagram and just bombarded him with the finger comments. Oh, okay, well, never mind. Actually, no. Chinese netizens are look, Poo no, it's Poo China Korea Heart. Okay, so and then this is, I'm confused if these are hate comments or good like love comments about Korea. What do you think? Okay, 조선징. Okay, these are definitely Chinese people. Okay, the Chinese people are pissed. Okay, so actually never mind. That news is fake. Chinese people don't have genitals. And then they're going like, Korea is this. I like how this has translated all through Asia. Now China, Japan, and Korea have come in harmony with this finger gesture. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, this China thing needs to just stop.
Olympics needs to stop. We need.
Yeah, I agree.
Stop the Olympics. We don't need the Olympics.
Like, what does the Olympics, have left? It's become all political, and I guess, of course, for the athletes, they need a place to stand and perform. But like, I don't know. As a non-athlete, I have no say in whether the Olympics should be abolished or not. But like, as a commoner, I'm just like, at this point, the Olympics isn't very beneficial for society or economy, any kind of way. Environment, yeah, and it's just being held on for the sake of the athletes themselves, just to give them from what I know, the Olympics was made to make unity and peace throughout countries by connecting them with sport and stuff. But now it's having the exact opposite effect. It's actually like
dividing countries.
Yeah, like, so if that was the initial purpose, now what is left of the Olympics? Yeah, and it was trying to bring like economic flow to like countries all over the world, and make people travel and stuff like that. But that's now all halted too. So I'm like, at this point, why do you even do the Olympics?
Okay, next crazy story. A nurse in Korea kills her boyfriend because she got a new boyfriend while living with the dead boyfriend. And then how she killed him was injecting a shot, telling him that it was like a energize energy booster or whatever.
How dumb.
And then she tried to fake it by fake that he took his own life, and then she got caught.
Okay. How dumb.
Damn. Crazy story. Okay. Okay, not more politics. So this is the wife of the Democratic the left candidate, the leading left candidate. And she has been in controversy because I want to hear your opinions actually. She has been in controversy because she made civil servants basically do her errands, like getting sushi to her delivered to her house, and cleaning her house, or getting medicine for her. And technically, that is not part of their jobs. And she kind of like made them do it. And obviously, because the candidate, her husband, was the mayor, and also the toji사, what do you call it, governor. So what do you think, guys?
So these people weren't her personal secretary, aren't it?
She doesn't get a personal secretary, but she used them like a
she's the wife of a mayor.
Yeah. So now the right is attacking hard on with this.
Lenny's like, there are apps for that. Jeez.
Yeah,
True.
actually, yeah. They have Korea has the best apps. You order and it comes to your door in 30 minutes.
Abuse of power. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree, but at the same time, you know what?
This shouldn't be the core of the debate.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Okay, she might have ran some errands through abusing her power. Like, she is mayor's wife after all, and she's very close on becoming the first lady. And I feel like I'm not like victim blaming or anything. I don't think even the civil servant came out like claiming that he or she is a victim. This was proposed by the opposite party. It was dug up by the opposite party. But I feel like there might be like some not dynamics, but deals in that kind of stuff too, because like people voluntarily do that kind of stuff for powerful people because they want a bite of power. And it's like, yeah, if she becomes first lady, she'll remember all my favors and blah blah blah. And I feel like this is like a very normal and small thing that happens in politics everywhere in the world, and it's just being dug up right now because it's election seasons.
She's almost the first lady. Oh well, she's actually not the first. Well, she was the wife of the mayor and also the governor.
And back then, the mayor, this dude Lee, he had like an approval rating of like a support rating of 50%, and he was almost like president. The general sentiment was like, oh, Lee's gonna be president. She's like, oh, she's first lady.
Next, okay, some interesting news again. Public bathhouses are disappearing in Korea, and it talks about this grandma that goes on a 36-kilometer round trip once every 10 days to take a bath in a public bathhouse. It's very sad.
Oh,
So apparently, it has dropped. Numbers of public bathhouses dropped 35% the past 20 years and is now at 6,439 in the entire country. And you might say like, oh, why do we need public baths? Because people have showers. Well, if you look at like rural parts or some underdeveloped parts of cities in Korea, they look like this. Okay, they look like this, and they don't have. Sometimes they don't have like hot water running in their houses. It's not as simple as that. And apparently, like the COVID has basically rapidized the shutdown of public bathhouses, and yeah, it's very sad.
yeah, it's very sad.
I don't
I
go to public
relate.
bathhouses, but
I
uh,
relate to that story too because I live with my grandma, and
yeah.
my grandma, even if she has like a bath here in her
Oh,
house,
my grandma
there
too. Yeah.
yeah, there are multiple factors why grandmas go to a public bath, and one is like she goes back to her previous community there.
Yeah, it's like a
Um,
social gathering place.
yeah. So she's just living here in the middle of nowhere in Seoul with me, and she has her whole community back in a certain district, and she travels, I think, pretty much the same, not
Yeah.
36 kilometers, but probably like 5 to 7 kilometers to go to a public bath. And I used to think when I was very immature, I used to think it's disgusting, but like my grandma
I
doesn't
kind of
shower that often
uh
because like she's just at home. She doesn't sweat that much, and she's like, I don't know why, but like grandmas just are like that. And yeah, and then she deems it's like a very r- routine
it's like a ritual.
ritual, like,
Mm.
oh, it's time to go get a bath. And then
Mm.
she goes to a public bath, and it's like all, hot tubs, and,
Mm.
you know, she like exfoliates
Mm.
and stuff. So, yeah, I relate. And yeah, from what I'm seeing, I think those kind of houses probably don't even have hot water that much.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah. So, it's
Mm.
sad, but on the opposite side, I do agree that public baths should disappear because if you go to them, it's a very big waste of water.
Yeah, but it's like I guess there are alternatives now, but still like I'm also like I only been to like public baths very rarely. Like maybe twice after I became an adult.
Yeah.
Um, but I think the reason why people go to them again is like it's for like the underprivileged people. It's not for like people like us that have
Yeah.
showers at home. It's for people
Yeah.
who can't shower at home. So
But either way, if you look at the baths, the public baths, if it's for the underprivileged people, or like there are
yeah,
the high end ones as well,
yeah.
like we go for like entertainment purposes. Um, but both, it's a very big waste of water if you
Mm,
see it.
mm,
Like, and I know the person that lived beneath us in Busan,
mm-hmm,
the his father owns a public bath in Busan,
mm-hmm,
and what he said is I think it's very similar to mining, crypto mining,
mm,
because if you open a public bath, there's a certain, governmental privilege. You can use
subsidies.
water.
Mm,
Yeah, you can use water in a very low
mm,
price.
mm,
And it's the same as electricity. Like if you're in a
mm,
high electricity industry, you can use
mm,
electricity with a very low price, but just for the sake, because it's a public bath.
mm,
And I feel like, that's it's not environmentally friendly
mm.
um
Well,
thing.
that's just swimming pools, baths. We should ban swimming then.
Hey, did you all see the Silent Sea on Netflix? That's going to be Earth's future.
Oh, yeah. I saw
We're
that.
gonna be
Lining up for water
water.
rations.
Yeah, and then we'll be like in the history books. It's gonna be like,
Mm.
oh, there were public baths where water
Uh,
was like infinite.
what's a high-end 찜질방?
Yeah,
야,
those ones with.
용산 뭐지? 드래곤?
Oh, I don't. I really hate that being like the
I don't. I
representative
have
of
no idea what a like a high-end spa is. This is the only place that I
like.
know.
Okay. Try to search. I mean, that place is not bad, but
Oh,
try to
okay,
search
okay. Show me.
부산 센텀 신세계
Okay, okay.
센텀 신세계 스파.
This is a spa. Oh, it's like a
Yeah,
찜질방 style spa.
센텀 신세계 spa.
Okay.
So it's the biggest spa in Korea, from what I know.
Uh-huh.
It's called Spa Land, and if you go there, the spa is very, very nice, and also the entertainment area is very nice. Like you can watch. There's a movie room. There's like a jjimjilbang. There's like, oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Look at that shit. Okay, it looks bougie already from the entrance. Of course, they can't film the inside of the spa itself, but
Wow.
yeah,
Have you
it's very
been?
nice. Huh?
Have you been?
Of course, every Busan person has been there.
Whoa.
Like everyone's just like it's like ancient Rome.
Wow.
People are just like running around.
Wow.
Yeah, there's like several
Wow.
rooms everywhere, and like
Are spas fun?
yeah, they're fun. They're like
I,
entertainment
I
areas.
never really got the appeal of spas, but I would like to kind of go to this place.
Yeah, but like the
I
the
thought
the
spas
actual
were always very dirty. Like, look, people are like using the same facilities over and over again. What?
anyways,
Oh, this is pretty nice. Wow, Oxy Spa.
yeah. I wish they could show the inside of the spa, but like I guess it's like everyone's naked. So, anyways, it's a waste of water in my opinion, and I don't think it's really good. But yeah,
Do
whatever.
people like those square pillows that they show in dramas? Oh yeah, they use the square pillows. They're actually quite comfy. Unlike how they look. Okay.
Why are we talking about spas here?
I'm
Oh,
just
the
getting
news.
random news.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 손예진 and Hyunbin are getting married, and Japan and China is saying they should marry at the DMZ. Next news. Oh, that's it for this. Oh, okay. The WHO. Oh wait. Okay, so, France, Italy, and other European countries are no longer wearing masks. Period. And Korean people believe we should do the same. Or actually, no. Korean people believe masks are okay, but also believe that outside masks should not be mandatory.
Oh, Lenny, I don't know if you have watched Crash Landing on You, but
Yeah, it's like a drama.
Son Ye-jin and
about-
Hyunbin, they were the cast of the drama, and it's around North Korea and South Korea
Hyunbin was
uniting.
North Korean.
Like that. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's it for the news, I guess.
Yeah. Omicron, how many Omicron today?
Okay.
Positive. I think it's 60,000, probably 50,000 yet.
54,000 T1. How do you pronounce this? T1419 T1419. Konu has gotten corona. Okay.
It's. I'm surprised that I didn't get COVID. I've been.
Yeah, me
all-
too. I'm
all around.
surprised I haven't gotten COVID either.
I've been all around, and I'm not even fully vaxxed. But
I've been very
surprised.
reckless, and I haven't
Yeah.
gotten COVID. It's kind of weird.
Like what I've been feeling these days personally about COVID is that okay, I mean there are a lot of efforts with the QR codes and like the vaccine passes, whatever, but now it's all out of control. Like there's no use in tracking them, and the
Right.
government's just
Given
making you
up.
quarantine at your own houses, and they're just sending pills that never arrive even before you recover.
Okay.
So at this point, everything is just like useless. And I feel like as the presidential candidates all unilaterally said yesterday, like we should focus more on the severe symptom people that are hospitalized rather than trying to spend and flood money on tracking people and restricting their freedom. And what's very ironic is everyone's criticizing that people are like spending more and more and more money on COVID and stuff. But like if you go to like those temporary facilities they made for like PCR tests, and now they have like a rapid test thingy, the lines are crazy, and those lines are just there because like everyone gets a call or like a text that, oh, you've been in contact with a I don't know, a positive person, and it's like 50,000 every day. By this time everyone has been in contact by those people.
Our company.
Yeah, and I go to those places like every 3 days because for me to get into a restaurant or any kind of public facility, I need that pass. They give you like stupid they give you like stupid paper passes like that. And they give you like a stamp beneath, and every restaurant I go to I have to flash this paper in order to get inside. And from what I know, every PCR test is over $50, and they're just wasting that money for people who either have the virus or not, and it doesn't really matter anymore. They're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, they should just stop the entire thing and just focus on treating people instead of
I go to that place in
testing.
front of City Hall every 3 days.
That's like a long ass line.
People are just wasting money on tests and wasting time. I had to wait for an hour yesterday, and it's crazy. So
okay. News of new celebrities getting COVID. Okay, Chogon got COVID a day before 2 a.m. concert. Wow, and they had to cancel the concert. That's so
everyone
sad.
got COVID. Like the most unfortunate dude is like
Running Man crew. Entire Running Man crew.
Running Man crew got it. Day 6 One Pier.
Oh really?
He literally what do you call it? Released his solo.
Oh, and then he can't promote it.
Like the day before he's promoted it, he got it, and like
poor guy.
Nothing's happening.
Okay, Kim Jong-kook got it. Kim Juno, this comedian, got it. Yes, this is all yesterday.
Lee Byung-won and Lee Min-jung got it.
Really?
A couple.
I'm just talking about yesterday only. N-Sunwoo got it. Yang Se-chan, Ji Seok-jin, okay, Running Man. Prince Charles got it.
Everyone.
Twice? This is his second time? Maybe I got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it's going to be abolished next week. The vaccine passes and the tests and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't think there's a point anymore. Okay. There you go. Okay.
Yep. How's the after show?
Oh, okay. One last news. Wow. What do you call this? Hymen? Like 천연막 영어로 Hymen. Okay, Hymen. People are buying artificial hymen capsules in Malaysia. Wow.
Yeah, we had those surgery in Korea.
Actually, we have the surgery in Korea. Actually, yeah, that's true.
I don't know if people still do it. It exists.
이쁜이 수술인가?
Yeah.
천연막 수술. Oh, people still do it.
I think it's pretty common.
It's
on under.
2022. Really?
Yeah.
What? People still do it? People
Yeah,
still
because they
care?
want to seem like a virgin or innocent to their fiancés.
Like people still believe that shit?
It's not about belief or anything. It's about how you want to present yourself.
I know, but like if my girlfriend was like that, I would not believe it.
Oh, from the man's side.
Like yeah, I wouldn't believe like if a 30-year-old girl or 29-year-old girl.
There's a whole phenomenon called pongpongnams.
I guess naive guys would believe it, and then they become their ATM machines. Yeah.
It's really disgusting, but in the old days, I even heard that the parent-in-law, what do you call it? Father-in-law?
Yeah.
That's the man's side's dad, right?
They check?
Yeah, they check.
Like after? If they got blood?
Yeah.
What?
That was a very common doing.
Oh wow, look at this this question from 2021. I'm about to get married again. This is my second marriage and I'm looking for a hymen surgery. I even had a baby. What? This girl had a baby and is trying to fake that she's a virgin? Okay.
Yeah, it was apparently very important in the old days, and I feel like some very conservative people still pursue it.
Wow. This person's on her second marriage and she's wanting to fake being a virgin. And I guess that means she's also faking that this is her first marriage. People like this should go to jail.
What?
She's lying to the husband.
Oh, men cheat too.
I mean, this girl is straight up lying about her credentials. Okay.
Not breaking the law.
It's a fraud. It's a fraud.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. I'm now mad. Okay, guys. Yeah, let's be honest in relationships. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like,
I think
it's one thing to just get a hymen surgery, okay? But it's another to have a baby and also a failed marriage and then try to remarry a guy pretending you're a virgin.
there are pongpongnams out there.
Yeah, they're really dumb, naive men. Okay, that fall for that shit. Okay, there you go, guys. Thank you for watching the after show. And yeah, we will see you guys next time, right? And we're gonna watch the Soyeon BDSM thing probably next week. So be ready for that. And it'll be on Patreon. Bye bye.